Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Michael Fillios, founder and CEO of IT Ally, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT, CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Kelly TeDesco, Senior Director of Data Science from the Gorilla Glue Company. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, let's get started. As you looked at your career and also at Gorilla that's building up this capability. Once it's developed, how do you retain staff and keep that talent engaged at the company, given this perceived a real shortage of talent out there in the marketplace?
Data scientists always want to continue to learn and grow. So I think for a lot of us, it's not about title or money. It's really about the work. And that's something I always try to do, is to reward my people with good work. And that comes through giving them projects that develop them in the way that they want to be developed, but also in a way that they feel supported. Data scientists they want to feel valued like everyone else, and not all projects can be the fun, exciting projects. But if my people understand why it's important, why it's important to the business, how it will help make those better business decisions, I think that helps them to get behind doing some of the less fun projects as well. A couple of specifics that data scientists want to develop on the most modern technology. Mm-hmm. So I think bringing the organization along and having the best tools is important. And then just with the great resignation, the times we're in with remote work, I think that's becoming more and more important, is to have that flexibility. Either hybrid working or remote working options I think are going to become more and more important.
Absolutely. And you touched upon this earlier with respect to establishing that data literacy inside of the organization. As much as we need, to have those capabilities and the data scientists inside of the company, we know also there's a big change, leadership component to embracing this within an organization and making it really stick and become part of the fabric of the way the company operates. So, how would you think about that change management to instill data literacy in an organization, either in your current or past roles?
Sure. There's really no silver bullet, not at least one that I found. It can take some time and a lot of repeating and repeated efforts. But a few things that I found that help. I think there's a long-standing debate of how much information to share and how much detail to share with a non-technical audience. And I found that for most people, it helps to share some of the details and get behind some of the numbers, start to build the trust in what's being delivered and the processes as well. So over time, literacy grows. One way to help is to use consistent types of visuals over and over again. So especially for the more complicated visuals that might have, 3 dimensions or something that's just not too obvious and easy to look at right away. But basically, once that type of visual information is learned, it's easy for our business folks to take a quick look at and understand what this new chart is telling. Just a few other quick, more specific tips. I like to have open dialogue and encourage questions. Of course, you don't know where people are unless they're asking you questions. It's helpful to anticipate questions. So, trying to answer those in advance, and then having more than one way to explain a concept. I think those are all things that help to communicate to non-technical audiences.
Yeah, I really like that. And I was going to ask you this earlier, but since you kind of alluded to it, and this, especially given data scientists is a relatively new field, right? When you get asked, what do you do? How do you explain what you do to people outside of the industry?
Yeah, that's a good question. At Kroger, I would always talk about the coupons. So we're the company that delivers the coupons that are what you buy, and we understand the data and help the company figure out the right price and the right products on the shelf. and hopefully just bring it back to the things that they see in real life. And now that I'm at Gorilla, I'm here to build out a data science function. And so that's a little bit of a different description for sure.
Sure. Sure. And I guess, when you think about companies that are smaller, size companies, small, medium businesses, and I even though Gorilla is a global company and is probably on the upper end of a small, medium business, when you think about smaller companies, I know you have some large company experiences, but thinking about smaller businesses and how they can benefit from some of these capabilities inside of their organizations. Is there any advice or tips you would give to the small business owner that might be thinking about embracing data analytics in their company and how they should go about that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Gorilla, before I arrived, they worked a lot with a company called Amend, a consulting company here locally, and really had great experiences and a lot of success in working with projects with them. I would say one tip is to really focus on the transition to ensure adoption. Anything that's developed needs to find a way, an internal home where it can be maintained ongoing. And that can be tricky, but the successful projects are ones where that transition that had happened and allowed the company to really gain adoption. So there's certainly benefits to using external help, and especially when you don't have necessarily the resources and time to develop it from scratch like Gorilla does.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's certainly a good way to get started. And, these capabilities, I think now are available to even the smallest of companies. So it's good to see how they might be able to take advantage of them. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for your time today. For more information on CDO Magazine, please visit cdomagazine.tech, as well as to view additional interviews conducted. So once again, thanks so much for your time, and good luck the rest of the way at Gorilla.
Thank you. Have a good day.